विद्वांसो विराजन्ते तेषां कृते अहं नूतनतया न किञ्चित् वक्तुं प्रभवामीति मन्ये तथापि यथामति किञ्चित् उत्सर्गे. I feel greatly privileged to be here to speak about the great saint Sadashiva Brahmendra Saraswati, who lived nearly 300 years ago in the Karur and Coimbatore districts of Tamil Nadu. He was considered a great saint, yogi and jnani in his lifetime. He had a very large following, among whom was the king of Tanjavur. He was born as the son of Moksham Sundaram Thiruvishalur on the northern banks of the Kaveri near Tanjavur. In early age, he had a thorough education, learning the Vedas and all the Shastras such as Mimamsa and Vyakarna. Around the time of completing his studies, he lost interest in worldly life and set out of his home seeking a spiritual guru. After much travel, he found his preceptor in Paramashivendra Saraswati at Kashi, under whose guidance he began the apprenticeship of Yoga Darshana. He has written a number of works. Among them is the commentary on the Yoga Sutras, the commentary on the Brahma Sutras, several minor Advaita works, and also a few devotional kritis which are sung in Carnatic music even today. He attained Samadhi in Nerur, and he is commemorated even today in an annual festival there. His commentary on the Yoga Sutras, the Yoga Sudhakara, is not just an academic exercise, but indicates the author's great erudition and practical understanding as a sadhaka of the Yoga Darshana. The yoga philosophy focuses more on the internal arrangement of mind, intellect, emotions, etc., rather than the external ontology that several other darshanas focus on, such as Nyaya Vaisheshika. In this paper, I will try to go into the main points of Yoga Darshana and also showcase some of the comments of the Yoga Sudhakara at these points. The Sankhya philosophy is a very ancient one, and important works such as the Bhagavad Gita, the Shaiva Siddhanta, and the Yoga Darshana follow its tenets. The duality of Prakriti and Purusha, that is matter and spirit, pervading all of creation, is the common thread that goes through these philosophies. And also their belief that the ultimate goal of life's journey is for the Purusha to attain true understanding of its pure form, unsullied by the influences of Prakriti, that leads to moksha. The Shiva Sutras are believed to be without author and given directly by Lord Shiva to particularly the rishis Vyagrapada and Patanjali, who witnessed the cosmic dance of Lord Nataraja directly. The Shiva Sutras form a guiding light for Patanjali's Yoga Sutras. The Shiva Sutras are arranged in 4 chapters. Is it up there yet? There are four approaches are organized in 4 chapters: the Anupaya, the Shambhavopaya, the Shaktopaya, and the Anavopaya. These correspond to the 4 padas of Yoga Darshana quite closely. It is also recommended that the Yoga Darshana be practiced along with study of other Shaiva texts such as Pratyabhigna Ragasyam, the Spanda Sutras, and Vijnana Bhairava. These 4 chapters of the Yoga Darshana, the Yoga Sutras, they give the conceptual foundation of all the issues discussed in this philosophy. The Samadhi Pada gives all the definitions of all the concepts, the main ideas: what is mind, what is yoga, the definition of Samadhi, and on all the concepts that the philosophy deals with. The Sadhana Pada gives the practical advice on how to achieve this end. The Vibhuti Pada speaks of how the influence of the material world can be attenuated by samyama or by controlling the mind. The Vibhuti Pada also speaks of the great powers that yogic sadhana brings about. The last chapter, the Kaivalya Pada, defines Kaivalya, explains how upon reaching Samadhi, the individual can reach the Supreme. Yoga philosophy not only gives a philosophical explanation of all these things, but focuses on the practical guidance as to how to achieve this end. I will quickly go over some of the main features of the first two padas. The concept of samadhi. The first chapter starts with the definition of what yoga is. Yoga means spiritual absorption, that is samadhi. It is the characteristic of the mind pervading all the planes called chitta bhumayaha. There are 5 chitta bhumis. Yogaha samadhi. For only the first sutra, I have taken the first few lines of Vyasa's commentary and also the commentary Yoga Sudhakara of our author, so that you can compare how the approach is quite different and quite lucid. The Vyasa commentary says, Atha yoganushasanam, athetyayam adhikarartaha, yoganushasanam shastram adhikrutam veditavyam, yogas samadhihi, sacha sarvabhaumas chittasya dharmaha, kshiptam mudham vikshiptam ekagram niruddham iti chitta bhumayaha, tatra vikshipte chetasi vikshepopasarjani bhutaha samadhir na yoga pakshe vartate. यस्त्वेकाग्रे चेतसि तद्भूतमर्थं प्रद्योतयति क्षिणोति च क्लेशान् कर्मबन्धनानि श्लथयति निरोधम् अभिमुखं करोति स सम्प्रज्ञातो योग इत्याख्यायते. The chitta bhumis are kshiptam, raving, mudham, vikshiptam, ekagram, niruddham. Here the first 3 are not conducive to yoga, while the last 2 are. The mind has to be trained by practice and discipline to reduce the first 2 states and dwell in the last 2 mentioned. The focus of the mind, yoga, is of 2 kinds, cognitive, that is samprajnata yoga, and non-cognitive, asamprajnataha. The Yoga Sudhakara explains in terms of sattva, rajas, tamas as gunas of the buddhi. Tatra samadhir dvividaha, samprajnato asamprajnatascheti, sacha chittasya dharmaha. Chittam hi trigunatmakatvat, panchabhumi upetam, bhumayascha, kshiptam, mudham, vikshiptam, ekagram, niruddham iti. Tatra rajasa vishayeshu kshipyamanam kshiptam, tamasa nidralasyadi vrittiman mudham, ishad rajas tamas samsprishtena sattvena kadachitka dhyana yuktataya kshiptadi shishtam vikshiptam, vidhuta rajas tamo malena shuddha sattvena ekathanam prashanta sakala vrittikam samskara shesham niruddham. एवंच आद्य भूमि त्रय परित्यागेन अवशिष्ट भूमि त्वयोपेतस्य चित्तस्य समाधि त्वयं धर्म इति विवेकः. Yoga's chitta vritti nirodha. The final goal of yoga is restraint of mental operations. The definition does not say sarva chitta vritti nirodha, that is restraint of every cognitive process, and hence the term yoga includes processes which include awareness too, which is samprajnata yoga. As the mind progresses in the path of meditation to focusing on pure consciousness, that is Purusha, without having any object qualifying the cognition, it proceeds to asamprajnata yoga. In this state, there is true and complete union with the pure state of Purusha. Following the Sankhya view, Purusha is consciousness by whose presence the corporeal body made up of Prakriti or Pradhana is enlivened, like the iron object in the presence of a magnet. Without Purusha, Prakriti is inert and lifeless. Tada drashtu swarupe avasanam. Yoga Sudhakara gives the example of a clear crystal, spatika, placed near a hibiscus flower, appearing red due to the color imparted by the flower in the background. When the flower is removed, the crystal appears in its innate clarity. Yada sarvasam vrittinam nirodha tada drashtus chitta shaktehe swabhavike swarupe sthiti. Kusumapagame spatikamane rivetyartha chiti shaktesh chaitanya matram swabhavo na vrittaya iti bhavaha. This in a nutshell being the goal of Yoga Darshana, the sutras and commentaries help the sadhakas understand all the different levels of the mind's operations, the problems and distractions involved, and teach how to overcome them. The mental operations or thought processes of the mind are called chitta vrittis. The pure consciousness is understood to follow the mind according to the nature of the chitta vritti. The beginningless association of Purusha with the mind is the cause of his undergoing these chitta vrittis. These are 5-fold, some painful and others not so. The 5 chitta vrittis are given as pramana viparyaya vikalpa nidra smritayaha. We quickly go over what they mean. Pratyakshanumanaagamaha pramanani. These are the means to cognition that are widely discussed in all the darshanas. Viparyayo mithya jnanam atadrupa pratishtham. Viparyaya is erroneous knowledge not based on truth. Shabdanupati vastushunyo vikalpaha. Vikalpa is fiction following the literal idea of the words devoid of substance. Shashashringa, Bandhyaputraha, these are all just words where we form some meaning in our minds, but there is absolutely no substance to these concepts. Abhava pratyayalambhana vrittir nidra. Sleep is the mental operation having for its grasp the cognition of absence. From these we can see that rather than the total picture or the total definition of any issue, yoga focuses on the psychological impact or what. For example, nidra, it doesn't say that a body needs rest or anything. They are looking at what it means, what state of mind corresponds to nidra. Anubhuta vishaya sampramoshaha smriti. Memory is not losing the content of what was experienced. Yoga Sudhakara points out that it should not be foolishly thought that only painful operations are to be restrained while pleasant ones can be encouraged. Yoga teaches that both kinds of operations are to be restrained. यद्यपि पंचस्वेव क्लिष्टानाम अक्लिष्टानाम चान्तर्भावः तथापि क्लिष्टा एव निरोधव्या इति मंदबुद्धिं वारयितुं ताभिः सह अक्लिष्टा अप्युदाहृताः. Next, the way to restrain these mental operations is taught through the two main methods of practice and mental detachment, abhyasa and vairagya. Practice makes perfect. Practice must be cultivated until steadiness is reached. Detachment is also essential for freeing the mind of afflictions and distractions. This samadhi state is described as having two levels, savija samadhi as the first and nirbija samadhi as the superior ultimate state of yogic union, corresponding to samprajnata and asamprajnata samadhi. The first chapter, Samadhipada, is the most difficult as it enunciates all the concepts that the Yoga Darshana discusses. It forms the background for the practical steps taught in the second chapter onwards. Yoga practitioners or sadhakas are broadly categorized as of three stages: mild, middling and intense practitioners. The yogic state is easily accessible to the intense practitioners. Also, another way is by profound meditation on Ishvara. Ishvara pranidhanatva. Ishvara is explained in Yoga Darshana as Klesha Karma Vipakashayair Aparamrishtaha Purusha Visheshaha Ishvara. Tasya Vachakaha Pranavaha. I will not read that to save time. The text is there. The yoga philosophy teaches how to maintain proper balance and good health of the body, as a healthy body is essential for a healthy mind. Restraining the chittavrittis or mental operations is not a simple activity. There are many obstructions or impediments that easily crop up. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. These are enumerated as the nine, I'll wind up, as the 9 antarayas. These antarayas are there, they are labeled Vyadi, Sthana. It struck me that these obstructions to the yogic practice, they seem to have both psychological and physiological aspect. So that yoga correctly teaches to address these issues, to remove these obstacles, we have to attend to mental and physical health. The practice of yoga, the Ashtau Angani. I will finish with that, why the Darshana gets its name. The second chapter talks about the practical endeavor towards achieving this end called Kriya Yoga, consisting of tapas, swadhyaya and Ishvara pranidhana. By rigorous practice, we aim to remove the afflictions that detract from the goal listed as 5 kleshas. Avidya, asmita, asmi iti asmita, aham asmi. Raga, attachment, sukhanushayi ragaha, dvesha, dukhanushayi dveshaha and abhinivesha. The texts say that from an insect to the highest yogi, there is the tendency to cling to life, which is instinct basically. These seem to me to be more attitudinal rather than psychosomatic. The 8 yogangas from which the philosophy gets the name Sangha Yoga or Ashtanga Yoga are the means to attain the ultimate state known as Kaivalya. There are 5 yamas or restraints: ahimsa, satya, asteya, brahmacharya, aparigraha. 5 niyamas: shaucha, santosha, tapas, swadhyaya, ishvara pranidhana. There is asana, sthira sukham asanam. There is pranayama, there is pratyahara, which is abstraction, controlling the senses to direct it to a focused manner, dharana and dhyana. Samadhi is when the meditation takes the pure form of truth, devoid of its own form, of the object meditated upon. Now this Yoga Darshana, the Yoga Sutras, give the concepts and the theoretical foundation for the whole philosophy. There are many texts that talk of the application and the practice of yoga, which is Hatha Yoga, Raja Yoga. There are so many different approaches, so many different ways of practice by which, for example, Pratyahara can be achieved. Pranayama, asanas, of course these are very wide subjects which is well known to people. I was reading a book published by Bihar School of Yoga in the introduction of the book for yoga for children. There it mentioned Pratyahara. When I first prepared my paper with these definitions, I thought they were all very serious, very high level issues. But that book says Pratyahara can be cultivated in children where they learn to relax and they're comfortable with their own mind without playing a video game, without listening to music or watching a movie. So I do understand that whatever we read in the Yoga Darshana, some of those tenets are at the highest level, but they address all people at every stage, wherever they are. The Yoga Darshana is not to be understood as an academic exercise, but by practical methods. For serious practitioners, the intricate complexities of the mind have to be unraveled step by step, progressing on the practice of yoga from one level to another. As outsiders or beginners, we cannot fathom what is explained at a deeper level unless we are ready for it. In this brief paper, an attempt has been made to outline the main principles of Yoga Darshana and bring out in a few places the lucid manner in which the Yoga Sudhakara expounds on them. I had the definition of Kaivalya at the end. I think I will not read that. Thank you.
Dr. Sharada for briefing us on the salient concepts of Yoga Darshanam and also directing our attention to a reference, if not translation, of the Yoga Sudhakara, which is a practical manual on how yoga doctrines can be applied and materialized by sadhakas or seekers. Thank you very much. Now I now invite Dr. R. Saraswati, Assistant Professor, Department of Sanskrit, Dr. MGR Janaki College for Arts and Sciences, Chennai, to come to present her paper on some lesser known Advaitins from Tamil Nadu.